I am with Reggie Bullock. He, of course, is a member of the Knicks. And, we're here today to talk about equality and pride and the LGBTQ community. And there's no one better than to have this conversation with than you, Reggie, because this is something that's so personal for you. And you are standing for pride and equality in so many different ways. But, we know your story, but just for some of the fans who might be out there who don't know all the details of your story, just share with us why this is such a meaningful thing for you.
It means a lot to me. Obviously, it was something tragic that happened to my family members. With my sister in particular, Maya. It was, in 2014, she was murdered due to a hate crime in Baltimore, Maryland. And, ever since then, I took probably about a 2-3 year time limit off away from it because I really didn't know and understand it. And something just touched me 2-3 years later that I just wanted to use my platform and stand up for it. And it started out in Detroit. I started reaching out. The team started helping me. I started meeting different organizations, and I just tried to, branch out and launch out my word and what I wanted to stand for my sister so I can truly understand it. So, I just started building relationships with different organizations. Every pro team that I was on pretty much, was hands-on with it. They knew exactly what the true reason was behind it. I just went from there, and my name became a lot stronger, standing up in the community, doing things that, I actually show a lot of passion for and to show a lot of love for. So it's been going well so far.
And take us back to your sister a little bit. So for people out there who might not know her story or what she was going through and, what led to some very unfortunate events for your family, just shed some light on her story for us.
In 2014, she was murdered. She was in Baltimore. I got the call when I was in LA. I was playing with the Clippers at the time. I came back to my phone, and it was just a lot of text messages to my phone. And one of my sisters was telling me, that Maya was just killed. So I didn't understand. I'm way in LA. She's in Baltimore. My mom is in North Carolina. So first thing I did was, panic and try to get back in touch with the detective that's telling me to call him. So after I reached back out to him, he told me exactly what happened. I was pretty much just trying to get my family. I'm trying to get my sister's body from Baltimore to North Carolina because it was pretty tough for him to pretty much identify her. I was trying to take her to my to my granddaddy's house in Baltimore. But he, on paper wise, they was looking for the true family members, and they were looking for mom, dad, brother, or sister. And, my mom at the time was in North Carolina. So we end up identifying my sister and getting her body from, Baltimore to North Carolina. And, I just wanted to stand up for her. And I just knew exactly what she believed in life. I knew that, she believed that, she was a woman and she wanted to be respected that way, even younger. Being a not knowledgeable kid at the time, I would call her by her man name that my mom gave her when she was young. And I would literally see her really, she would joke with me as a brother, but she was really serious about her answers and everything that she wanted to stand on. And she was like, no, my name is not Kevin. My name is Maya. So the first time I had to, want to go out and talk and be and stand up for this community, I had to learn the right terminology. I met, I think it was an organization called Trevor Project, I think it is, in LA. And I met with them, and I had a tattoo on my finger, and it had it as Kevin Long, because I wasn't knowledgeable. And I remember it was a tweet that I had put out, and I was saying, like, I know my sister as bro, but at that time, I wasn't knowledgeable of it. So I had to learn the right terminology on addressing the community. And one of the leaders from that group pretty much told me that, I was dead naming her because I wasn't knowledgeable on, and not knowing I knew a person that I thought I really didn't know, that I did know. So with her name, I ended up getting her name as Maya Henderson, start really respecting her as Maya Henderson. And that was just something that just touched me that, my sister always, her whole life, like, Reggie, no, my name is Maya. But it was funny to me, but she really stood on it. So I had to get the whole tattoo off off my finger. I still have it as Kevin, but the one what I rarely recognize or how I refer to her in public is always as a she. You know what I'm saying? And she was born male, and I'm her little brother. You know what I'm saying? But I just hold a total respect thing that I had to be able to learn and just build and grow over the last like 6 years.
I love that you're saying that, you know, even being her brother, that you had to take the time to learn. And I feel like given the landscape that we're in right now, everybody taking a step back to learn and listen is just such an important thing. And I know you said that it took you some time to process and really figure out how you wanted to make an impact, but some big news, you've started your foundation. Congratulations, that's amazing. Tell us about the foundation and the goals for the foundation and you know, what you want to do with it.
So, I mean, with my foundation, I mean, it's Remarkable, REMARKABULL. We have a, you know, Instagram. We started the foundation. We launched it in March, but, you know, with everything that happened and with the season, we was going to have a launch party in New York, and everything what happened with the season, it shut down literally like right before we could launch it. So we had to, you know, put that on pause, on postpone, but we still have the foundation. So all the things that, you know, I'm trying to make different, help out on low income housing in my city, help out, you know, with LGBTQ rights, making all more areas all inclusive, you know, standing on those different type of things. So that's all my foundation is really about, anti-gun violence with, you know, my other sister that was murdered in Baltimore. So it's with one foundation representing two causes, and it's anti-gun violence and, you know, everything with the LGBTQ rights. So those are the two things that I'm really like focused on. That's my name, Reggie Bullock, off the basketball court, what I really stand for. So those are the two main things I'm doing.
And how do you plan on implementing this into society? You know, what are the ways that you feel like you can really create that change and that awareness that you want to see?
Just continuing, you know, to do what I do off the court, and, you know, people off the court that's in, you know, high status or around me will be able to see the different things that I'm trying to make an impact in the community. They'll be able to want to join arms with me. But I mean, as long as I just focus on me and knowing that I'm making an impact and knowing that I have the right people around me to want to make an impact, that's all I really need. People will be able to see it from the distance and they'll want to join it. I can't force anything upon somebody, but I mean, if you see the good work that's coming out of it, hopefully more people in the NBA, more people, different organizations will want to join with me and understand that, you know, I'm a straight man out here, but I obviously have a true heart and I have a pure heart, and I want to stand for the community, whether it happened to my sister or not. I see it as the way that the world is going between black, white, LGBTQ, different things that's going on in the world. I stand for that. And then I truly believe in equality, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what happened. Obviously happened to my sister and made me really want to stand up. But I mean, it's people out here at the end of the day, you know, so those are my reasons.
Yeah. And I actually love that you make that point, because I feel like we can all learn from that. And hopefully we all get to a point where everybody in this world feels that way, that just because you're straight, that doesn't mean that you can't stand for equality and pride and right. Believe in that community. It's just so important that we get there. And it's really neat too that you have your experience as an NBA player, and, you know, in years past, you know, maybe there wasn't enough support because sports or athletics was not considered something that would cross over into that community all the time. But you're in such a cool space to just bring togetherness to things in the past that, you know, maybe wouldn't have been accepted. So you're really in a unique position.
Yes. I mean, this is year 7 for me now, and I've been standing for the community for like the last 3 years that I was knowledgeable about. I mean, I always had love for my sister, whether she was straight or part of the community. But I actually started, you know, learning more about the community, and I mean, the platform that the NBA has given me, and, you know, the different organizations that I've met. I just think it's going to continue to get bigger, and it's going to, you know, want to help a lot of more people out and help me join.
Take us inside the locker room a little bit, because, you know, the league has been really great about standing for the right things. And, you know, they really want to be on the forefront of supporting equality. do you think that these conversations are happening enough in the NBA? And also, are you having conversations with the league about awareness that you can continue to create?
Yes, I definitely have a lot of, conversations with the league. I definitely had meetings with them. It's different organizations that, just being an NBA player, a lot of these organizations is going to reach out to me and want to use and be a part of that platform. So, I mean, the league is going in the right direction of, trying to, bring inclusive more into the league, all the different ideas, and that my team, when I was with the Knicks, the whole PR team, the organization team, media team, everybody, all the different ideas that we want to launch out and want to be a part to bring into the league, it was all open ears to it. So, I mean, I think the league is moving in the right way. And as long as the NBA is a part of something, it's a huge word, the NBA. So if they can start going into and staying on the right path and staying on that right path of, inclusiveness and making that a main thing in the league, I think it's going to touch all boards across.
Do you see the equality and the support amongst your peers for what you're doing?
Yes, I actually get a lot of love. I have, teammates, even when I went to the Gay Pride Parade, one of my college teammates was there, John Henson, he was there, Mike Beasley was there, the NBA float was out there. I wasn't on the Knicks at the time, but Knicks people was there, we was all a part of it. And once they had that there, I brought my son with me. I wanted him to be able to, see the experience of, this is who his aunt was, this is what she was a part of. But, I'm preaching equality in his head. I want him to be able to see all these people here. And it was a great time for us. It was a great experience for us. It was my first time really being around something like that too. So, on a huge level like that. But I mean, it was a dope experience. My son enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned your son. How old is he?
He's 7 years old.
7.
Tracy Bullock.
Okay, I love it. So 7, I mean, it's such a good age for him to be learning about all this stuff and seeing these things through your eyes and, honoring his aunt and that whole thing. There's nothing more important than teaching the young people out there about these issues and just reinforcing the notion of equality and, really supporting the LGBTQ community. What is your message to the young people out there? What do you want them to know about this?
My biggest message, I would probably say that I would want younger kids and younger people to know that pretty much like everything else that's going on right now in the world, just equality, really trying to understand a person before you just try to put a person down. That was one thing that I really didn't know that my sister was struggling with in life. It was a lot of times that she wouldn't come to my basketball games because me mentally not understanding what she really going through on why she don't really want to be there at my game because she don't want the hate to come on her brother on what she really is, so just that part of, wanting the younger kids to really like understand people, understand why a person is choosing to be this way, really, understanding true love, equality is true love. So, just wanting the young kids to really, I tapped into that. I always had really tapped into really on understanding, the community, people, the things that they struggle with in life, what made them want to come out and be this way, So I'm on the daily, I'm still learning it now. Like I ain't got it all right now, but I'm continuing to learn. And it was a slower rate for me when I was younger, but now that I done tapped into it and I'm more new to the information now, I'm just soaking it up as I learn it.
And for the adults out there and, for some of the difficult conversations that I'm sure you've probably had with different adults who might not have your same beliefs, what is it that they need to hear? And, the kids are actually the easy ones, right? I mean, the little kids, you see that togetherness, you see that unity all the time. But so for some of the adults that need to start looking at this in a different way, and it's about time that happens, what do they need to see? What do you think the key is there?
I think the key there is probably, checking themselves, really understanding, like, do you really love yourself? So, I mean, if you really love yourself, you really going to have love for your peers or the people that you're around every day or that you see every day. So I would probably say with that adult, I had to check myself. I had to really check myself. Okay, I know that I'm straight, but do I really want to learn about this LGBTQ? What's the reasoning behind it? What I want to know about it? I know it's something that happened to me about my family, but I'm still falling in love with the process. You know what I'm saying? My sister is never going to be here again, but I fell in love with the process of wanting to understand these people. You know what I'm saying? So until that adult wants to tap into really trying to find out who they are as a person, and do they really understand what true love is and what true passion is for something that you really believe in, you would never get it as an adult. So, I mean, I think that's the struggle that a lot of adults my age or my peers may not understand. But I mean, you just got to take that mask off, man. It ain't about you right now. It's about, you really understanding, the people that you're around on a daily basis, whether they not tapped in on the things that you are tapped in on life, but, trying to being able to tune in on every different level that you can in life to be able to learn the way that different people love, the way that people move, different type of things like that.
So getting back to Remarkable, if Knicks fans, NBA fans, people in general want to get involved, how can they get involved with your foundation and what you're doing and what you're building?
I have an Instagram page. I have it online. I have a website, remarkable.life. I have an Instagram. I have a personal Instagram. My own Instagram is Y0BULL. I have a foundation Instagram, Remarkable. Be Remarkable. Instagram name. That's my foundation name, and online for.
And people can look out for stuff that you're doing. I know it was a bowling event, right? That you were going to do before.
Right before everything with the pandemic happened. Yes.
Right. So people can kind of keep their eye out for different events like that. You've got.
It will be like different events that I'm starting within my community that they'll be able to tap in, and I'm trying to, bring to my community back home in North Carolina. Here in Atlanta, different things that I'll possibly be starting here too. So it pretty much just show you like my life on everything that I got going on off the basketball court.
Cool. I love it. Reg, we have a list of questions that we've got from some fans. This is from Tasha Graham. She's been a season ticket member since 2012. She says, how did you find the courage and strength to keep going after the tragic loss of your sister? And I know you mentioned that it took you kind of a couple years to get there. I can't even imagine how hard that must have been for you and your family, just trying to wrap your brain around such a difficult time.
It was a tough time for me, but I knew that I needed to be strong. I had my son at the time too. He was like 1 year old, and I'm pretty much the backbone of my family. And at that time, I just knew that I needed to be strong. I had siblings that was looking up to me, and it was something tragic, like I said, that happened to my sister. I knew what she would have wanted, to continue to stay strong for the family. And I just wanted her name to be always remembered. And, starting with, the things that I do off the basketball court and, standing up for the LGBTQ community, I just wanted her name to be remembered. And I think I was thinking that was the least I could do, because at the time I wasn't knowledgeable of her actual life that she was actually living. So the least I could do is learn more about the community, teach my family members what my sister was actually going through, and just trying to help the community that she was a part of. So, yeah.
Okay, so another question here. This is from, and I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. It's Sherrard Taylor Season. The question this is a ticket season holder since 2016. What motivates you to stay focused?
What motivates me to stay focused? I would say my family and my son, and just knowing that, I want to go this far in life and I want to be able to bring my family with me. So I knew that I have to stay focused in order for that to happen. So just my family, just the drive that I have behind the things that I want to stand up for in the community, all those different type of things. So
I love it. Reggie, thank you so much for all you fans out there. He's just as fantastic off the court as he is on. But this was such a great conversation. I love that we're talking about things that are just so important right now. And Reggie, thank you so much. You enjoy your time in Atlanta. We'll talk soon.
all right, thank you.